Cameras up, everyone. Towley here. Today, we are going to be looking at the newest max level dungeon, Spires of Ascension, in the Shadowlands Alpha. This is a, once again, level 60 dungeon. You saw the Necrotic Wake, which was the leveling dungeon. This is the max level dungeon you'll be doing at 60. As you can see, this area does have a little resemblance to a lovely dungeon that we enjoyed so much in Legion, and that was Halls of Valor. But this is kind of like a more beautiful Halls of Valor, and the layout is way better. Now, a lot of these mobs look familiar to you from maybe my past videos, because the Forsworn are seen a lot in Torghast, Tower of the Damned. And a lot of the mechanics are also kind of similar. Not too many, but I mean, the trash seemed pretty easy. I'm on my Brewmaster right here, Nick Furry. You know, spy extraordinaire. And Brewmaster tanking is just, I mean, it's completely broken right now. I mean, I wouldn't even put it past Blizzard just to leave them the way they are. Now, this is obviously a clip from my stream. I'm not actually talking in sync with the camera at the lower left. This is what I would call an OBS recording. So this is not like I highlighted the stream and then downloaded it. This is like this is like the true download. There's gonna be true recording while I was streaming. I got a nice little 2 terabyte SSD to do all this lovely things for you guys on the YouTubes. Now, a lot of these mobs, man, like I've seen in other dungeons, lots of interrupts, man. Lots of interrupts that need to be done. I can't imagine right now Mythic plus 15, 20, 17, 10, is going to be pretty brutal, especially on fortified weeks. For like, I think like almost every trash pack, every mob has something you have to interrupt or stun. Now, the first boss here, Kintara, pretty easy. So you have Kintara, and then you have the pet. If you kill the pet, Kintara will then get buffed, and almost like an enrage, a berserk, does like a metric fuck ton of damage. So right here, I slowed up the video for you guys so we could take a look at the fight. Now, the ad does a bunch of stuff. He kind of like, you can't really tank it. It just goes off on its own, and it shells out these barrages. You got to get away from it. Sweeping Strike is obviously a frontal that the tank takes. You take a lot of damage from it. Obviously, you can see where the healer almost got murked right there. So you kind of want to kill these at the same time. If not, Kintara hits pretty damn hard. Pretty much my prop paladin almost couldn't handle him or her being enraged. And there you go. Azul's is over there. Now he goes into the air. He'll target somebody with Charged Spear. You want to kind of get out of the way, and then that Charged Spear will kind of leave. Kind of like the Kyrian Covenant ability spear on the ground. So you want to get that. He'll just target me, Nick Furry. I kind of dance through it because, I'm a Brewmaster, and I could just kind of hit an absorb. That's pretty much 5 times my HP, like I just did right there. And it won't matter. But yeah, right there, he's enraged. But we killed it pretty fast. Now I can imagine, obviously, once this goes live and we're doing the more end game version of these dungeons, we're gonna have to be way more careful with stuff like sweeping strikes, melee getting hit. Now in this dungeon, you can either go left or you can go right at this point. The layout of the dungeon is pretty insane. It's huge. There's a lot of downtime too with the getting on the back of the Kyrian and having them fly you from platform to platform. Sometimes if you die, you have to go from like one Kyrian flying to the next Kyrian flying. And yeah, sorry, at this point, someone, our Bailey, graciously gifted me a shit ton of subs. So the downside of true recording of my stream, I can't really edit all that out. But it's pretty cool. I mean, my sub notifiers are like the best on the WoW channel on Twitch. I mean, what can I say? But see, the Wicked Champions, they just kind of take you away. And if you die, like, you still got to take all those Wicked Champions, a lot of RP. But yeah, the trash here, pretty brutal. These this trash in particular, if you let all those casts go out, they're pretty gnarly. Obviously, there's hurlers. I hate hurlers. I hate any kind of ad like Neltharian's Lair, and you guys could agree with me in the comments down below or not. But like in a Toll Dagger, they have the dudes that just toss shit at you, right? You can't taunt them. You can only grip them if you're a DK. They suck. So they have hurlers in this dungeon. I feel like every expansion, Blizzard has to put some of these ads that just hurl shit at you. But yeah, just keep looking at that. Look at that absorb, dude. Oh my god, Brewmasters. That absorb is going to get nerfed. I mean, it has to be. There's no way. So pretty much the way the absorb works is, the more you purify, the bigger the absorb. So if you look at me right now, I'm almost about to die right there. Nope, got a big absorb. You keep purifying all the damage you're taking. I died there anyway because I don't think the healer was there. I think the healer DC'd. Yeah, healer DC'd. And pretty much, oh, it's a train. That's a fast train. It's usually slower. But, yeah, so you keep purifying. Then I think, man, what is the name of the Brewmaster absorbability? Fuck, I forgot. It's literally my wheel down button. It's not coming to me. It's not coming to me. Something brew. Condescending brew. No, that doesn't sound right. Coalescing brew? No. Whatever, man. I'll probably put it in my comments. Oh, big daddy pull. Big daddy pull. Don't matter. Look at that absorb. Jesus. So pretty much, as you can see, like the purify button at the top of my screen, that is pretty much, I'm at 5 stacks, 8 stacks, and I popped an absorb. Now, the higher the stack, with the more stagger you have, it's going to be a bigger absorb. So right now, at about between 8 to 10 stacks, I have 7 right now. I just popped another absorb right there. You're going to get pretty much like a 70 to 75, maybe 80k absorb. And that's almost 3 times my health in the form of an absorb. It's ridiculous. And I'm pretty sure it's going to get nerfed. But like I said, wouldn't put it past Blizzard to just not care and be like, yeah, whatever, Brewmasters, again, this expansion. But then again, prop paladins, high Shield of the Righteous uptime, looking pretty good. Now, once again, look at all this trash. And you're getting all the abilities, too, from Torghast. Someone, I think, accidentally pulled the boss here. There we go. Boss got pulled. Now we're going to slow it down a bit here. Ventunax does a frontal ability. Just get out of the way of that. He doesn't really do much. He's really undertuned. I mean, he kind of got zerged pretty fast. He does a dark stride where he just kind of like teleports towards somebody. You're supposed to actually lose aggro when he teleports, and you're supposed to taunt back so he doesn't murk whoever it just teleported to, but that doesn't work. Blinding flash, frontal, don't get hit by that. And it's a pretty simple encounter. And then he does recharge. And I think at this point, he's either taking a lot of damage or I don't know what exactly he's recharging. But he does leave these spires on the ground that I just keep running into. As you can see, little spears coming out. And you get hit by that. And it's a big hitbox for it, too. So just dodge blinding flash, dodge the little spears coming at you, and he's GG. And now we're going to move on to the third boss, which is a pretty awesome encounter, I believe. So far, what I've seen with these dungeons, though, in the alpha, because we're doing normal mode, we're not really seeing the boss abilities in their mythic state. You know how in mythic, once you go from normal heroic to mythic, they add more mechanics. You gotta do more shit during the fights. We're not seeing that right now. So I'm hoping that when we get to the mythic version, a lot of these fights will actually be a lot more exciting. Because right now they're just like a bit boring. You can just kind of zerg everything down with like, you know, a good warlock, good outlaw rogue, and whatever DPS out there, or just find alpha players that copied their characters with Twilight Devastation. Everything just dies pretty fast. Now this trash I hate, man. The Forsworn Devastator here is pretty brutal. You kind of want to get an interrupt for every dark pulse that goes out, but you also have the Hellion, and the Warden doing their abilities. I think the Warden actually heals, so you want to make sure you get an interrupt on that as well. So far, I think this is there's the mending that went off. This is like the first dungeon I've seen where every trash pack has something that you kind of have to interrupt, or it could be deadly probably later on when you're doing Mythic Plus at higher key levels. So let's see, Oryphrion. Now this boss is kind of weird. You can just kind of skip all this trash. Once you clear this trash, you just kind of go around all this trash. People were going down the middle at first, and we thought to ourselves, I think we could just sneak past the side. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, walk around. Someone's giving us some great instructions there. I think that was Rev giving us a lowdown. Recharged Anima. Dark Pulse Interrupt. Great. Got that off. Trying my best to be an interrupter. I think now I take a break here. I think I had to go pee. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had to go piss. Yep, there you go. I just lift my hands up like, I gotta go piss. I gotta go back. Look at that room. Look at that Sylvanas statue back there. You got the Illidan statue. You can kind of see Ragnaros on the right. Not too much. A couple of hats. Right by the beam of light in the back there, that's my God of War PlayStation 4 Collector's Edition Kratos. Let's see. We got the Grunt statue from WoW. Oh, and that box at the bottom of the floor, right to the left of my chair, that's actually the Final Fantasy VII Remake that I have not opened yet. I have not played yet. Yeah, my goal is to be the last person in Twitch history to play that game eventually. All right, we're back. So that looks like an anima power, doesn't it? You know what? I should have tried to click that, although I don't think it's clickable. Well, I'll do that next time. So here we go. We're gonna rock past all this shit. And here we are. And this boss is pretty fun. He does a few abilities. He does like a nice little smash that you kind of don't want to get hit by. Yeah, I think his HP is too low for me, honestly. But the model on this guy is great. They go Purifying Blast. You want to kind of run away with that. You get hit. He's also going to do an ability where everyone has to stack up. Charge Stomp is like one I have to kind of mitigate. So yeah, Imperial Ordnance. So everyone gets a thing on their head. You want to drop those circles off stacked, because eventually those circles return to orbs, and if the orbs reach the boss, it'll cause an AoE, and you have to intercept them. I didn't really take a look at the mechanics, honestly. I wish I could help you guys out. I ain't no Fat Boss TV, so I don't have pop-ups with what's going on. I'm just kind of explaining what we're doing at the moment. I'll probably do more videos once the mythic versions come out. So Charge Stomp, and then he's gonna do one more Ordnance, and I'm trying to stack them, which I do. I stacked this one pretty good, and now he's gonna recharge his Anima, and then you kind of wanna, yeah, that one hits him for AoE damage. So you just kind of want to absorb as many as possible. And I feel like I'm getting a buff to do more damage here, because he kind of goes down really quick in this recharged Anima. But then again, he's dead already. So that was a pretty easy fight, pretty fast. 3 mechanics you have to worry about, nothing, no biggie. Now to the last part of this wonderful dungeon, Spires of Ascension. And I definitely want to know what you guys think, because the community, from what I've seen, is split down the middle on this dungeon, right? Like a lot of people are like, oh, this is just Halls of Valor reskinned. And I'm like, I don't know, man. It does give you the Halls of Valor vibe, but it's definitely not reskinned. I mean, you definitely feel the Shadowlands, Kyrian, Bastion ambiance once you're in here. You know, you do feel it. The models, the Warsworn, and the Kyrians themselves. But yeah, here we fight Devos, and we are defeating Devos as, I guess, lieutenants here. They're pretty much like 3 mini rares you have to kill. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, man. I definitely want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you what you can expect from, what do you want to expect from this dungeon? What do you want to see more of in this dungeon? We'll probably be covering the Wanzamdi dungeon next, which is one of my favorites, honestly. And I'll be doing a proper recording of that one, hopefully without all the sub notifiers and shit. I apologize in advance, but I do what I can with the time that I have. Now the Devos fight is pretty badass if it works, which it does not. It actually doesn't work, but I mean it does work, but like you'll see the aiming is a little off on it. So basically Devos does like a crazy charge. The easy way to cheese this fight is everyone stack where she is, and then bait the charge out into the abyss, and then she doesn't have to move all over the place. We do this really well in the beginning, but not at the end. But definitely drop a note down below, turn on notifications, man, sub to the channel. I'm trying to do as much as I can here on YouTube. With all your support, the more support I see from you guys, man, it's like my streaming, I always tell people, you keep showing up, I keep streaming. You guys support the videos, I'll keep posting videos. It's that simple. But there you go. There's the spear. Terry grew, almost got hit there. So we're doing a pretty good job here. Everyone's kind of stacked. So she goes to the middle, she activates the Anima Conduit, and now you have to collect these orbs, bring the orbs to the middle, click on the spear, and hit her, just like it's the boss from Utgard Pinnacle, where you, where you toss the spears to bring it down. So someone actually goes up, there's the spear, someone grabs it, you see right there up in the air, tosses it, but I think they're trying to figure it out. They got it. Now if you turn around, look, the spear hit her, but it's kind of just stuck in the air, so we reported that as a bug. Alpha is alpha, but that's the entire encounter pretty much. Dodge the charge, tank abilities, and hit the boss with the spear. The spear will actually hit the boss for about like a third or a fourth of her health. And pretty exciting fight. I can't wait to see how this turns out in the Mythic Plus. And hopefully with beta coming soon, and I bet soon, it's going to be great. And yeah, I think we're going to be working on the video for the other side next. And then there was another dungeon called Sanguine Depths. Not really too excited about that one. Believe it or not, I actually like the leveling dungeons better than the max level dungeons right now. Personally, that's my opinion. I think that there's better mechanics, better trash. They're shorter, obviously. I know in an interview with that Preach had with Morgan Day, he did say that the max level dungeons will be longer, which I'm pretty sure are going to be the 35 to 42 minute Mythic Plus timers. There's a run through, perfect. And then she goes back to the middle again. Now with good DPS, you can actually burn her all the way down. I think it's been done a few times by a few groups where you don't even have to deal with any of these phases. She might stay at 1% though. I don't think this is the video where I actually try to spear her. So there you go. Everyone's collecting the orbs and also dodging those circles on the ground. Bring them to the middle, and then hopefully, for fuck's sake, someone go. Oh, I did do it. Let's see. How'd I do? Oh, that's definitely not gonna hit. See? Oh man, like you have to. It felt like it was right, but you have to be like dead on. You have to be like dead on. I'm there like, come on, man. Like how much on point do I have to be? It's like the Siege of Borealis octopus last boss, you know? It's that kind of the aim you have to have. It has to be like completely perfect. And if you miss, it's like, oh shit. Might be depleted, deleted and depleted. This is just a long phase too. I mean, I think a lot of keys might get depleted just from the length of this encounter. This phase, you definitely probably want to have Lust, all 2-minute cooldowns, all Covenant abilities active and ready to go for whatever the damn meta comp is going to be in this damn expansion. But yeah, even if you don't hit her with the spear, she just kind of does this until she comes back down. And this should be the end of the fight. But yeah, man, hit that Submarino button. Want to know what you guys are thinking about these dungeons so far? I'm kind of excited to see what Shadowlands has to offer. You know, there's a lot of concern out there in the community, especially about Covenant abilities, and it's kind of no bueno at the moment. In that sense, a lot of people are not really happy with the kind of tuning that's going to be happening with Covenant. It's not tuning, but you know, the kind of meta comps and meta gaming that's going to be created. So you know, hopefully with our alpha and soon to be beta feedback, Blizzard can make some extreme changes within the next 3 to 4 months to make this expansion possibly the greatest expansion ever. You know, no Warforged, no Titan Forge. You guys have seen some of my profession videos. They look pretty awesome. You know, I'm kind of excited for that. But this was Spires of Ascension on a Brewmaster that basically never dies, but died once because the healer wasn't there. But yeah, ooh, that ring's nice. Later.